The plaintiffs, Susan Gunter and Tyler Gunter, are suing the defendants for pain and suffering due to an assault and emotional distress. The defendants are countersuing the plaintiffs, claiming that they should be responsible for pain and suffering from an assault and for negligence as well. You know, let me start by saying that when I was growing up, the kids in the neighborhood, whenever we had a problem, we didn't end up in court. This is rather unusual, and I think that there's a better way to handle these kinds of situations, but I'll get to that. Now, Susan, you say that your 11-year-old son, Tyler, was assaulted by the defendant, Joey, and then your 18-year-old son, Michael, ended up in a scuffle with Joey, for which Michael was subsequently convicted of battery on a minor. And you say that your son had a broken clavicle, his arm in a sling, played a game of two-hand football or touch football, but I'm having a hard time believing that unless he has a third arm that he could even play football at all. So let me see if I can get through this and find out what happened. Susan, tell me from your point of view what happened here.
All the boys in the neighborhood that he plays with range from 8 years old to 12 or 13-year-olds.
That being your son, Tyler, who's 11.
I was very concerned about this to begin with because this boy is a lot older than my son.
And you mean Joey? Joey, you're 14?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing of it is whenever they did play with the older boys, there was adult supervision. And basically what happened is there was no adults, nobody there to watch.
Where are you? You're the mother. Because he's the youngest.
Because I'm thinking that he's in front of the neighbor's house. I didn't know. I didn't even know.
But isn't that your obligation to monitor where your son is playing? Isn't that your responsibility?
But also, my son shouldn't be strangled because somebody called somebody a name, and that's
Tyler, what happened?
Well, we're just both like saying stuff to each other. And then I said something like he didn't like, so then he pushed me down and then he started strangling me.
He strangled you?
Yeah.
How did he strangle you?
He pushed me down, he jumped on top of me and then started put his both hands around my neck.
But his arm is in a sling, right?
Yeah.
So how did he use both hands and put them around your neck?
I don't know.
He must not really.
How did he put both hands around your neck? You don't remember? Now, Joey, you're being accused of strangling this kid who isn't anywhere near your size in a touch football game where you're playing with your arm in a sling and a fractured or broken clavicle?
The doctor that gave me that let me know that I had a broken clavicle, he said, as long as you're not in any pain and you're in the sling at all times, you could do pretty much anything that you want.
Doctor's record. You are to refrain from gym until further notice. That doesn't tell me that you can play football.
For that particular statement, the school actually needs a written statement. Otherwise, he does have to participate full-blown in gym.
Okay.
So that is the school's
So you think it's
rules.
better for your son to play football than to go to gym at school?
No. No,
okay.
I don't.
And he was playing touch football, right? And
yes,
that touch is different from tackle. What's the difference?
Two-hand touch.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
There is no attacking people. There's no pushing and shoving. And in this case, there was an agreement between the kids that he was the full-time quarterback. He was not to be touched because of his injury.
So, Susan, your testimony in front of me today is that your son, Tyler, was playing touch football. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, except I'd like you to look at this statement that you gave to the police. Look at the circled area. What does it say?
Tackle.
Tackle. Now, Joey, when you speak to the police, do you know what you say to the police? You say, guess what? You're playing tackle football. So I've got both sides telling the police that night they're playing tackle football, and they're coming into court saying it's touch football. Why? Because then their injuries look more serious because they weren't supposed to be tackled. But I'll save that one till later. Now, Joey, what happened? What happened?
He was pretty much starting an argument with everyone there, and then he came up to me and pushed me in my arm, and I told him to stop. He did it again, I told him to stop. And he did it a third time, and that's when I swung him around, and he fell on the ground, and then I held him there.
All right, Michael, stand up. How old are you?
Oh, I'm 19 years old.
Okay, your brother comes home. What do you do?
I was upstairs in my room sleeping, and I heard the ruckus. And I come downstairs, and he's telling her, yeah, this older kid, he's 14 or 15 years old, grabbing my neck and pushing me down. I was like, you know, Tyler, show me what happened. You know, let's go down there and try to see what happened. You
then went to the football area where they were playing this touch.
Yeah, I was like, Tyler, you know, show me who did that. You know,
did he go back with you?
Yeah, he was walking. We were walking.
Okay, and who did he point out when you got there?
He pointed out the defendant, Joseph Sidaway.
Okay, and what did you do?
I grabbed him by the shirt, and I tripped him over my leg. And I was mad at the time, you know, and I did apologize.
You didn't just trip him. You tripped him and then banged him into the ground 3 times.
No, he didn't, because I was there. He didn't.
Here's the way it works.
You condone this.
I'm asking
I'm not condoning it. I'm not condoning it.
You went there and watched your son.
Somebody had to stand up for my son.
Stop.
I mean,
sit down, Michael. Thank you very much.
I'm not condoning it at all, but the thing of it is...
Tyler, come here. Why did it get so crazy?
We're just like both like talking crap to each other.
Well, when you say talking crap, what were you talking?
We were both swearing at each other.
You think Peyton Manning and Reggie Bush are talking trash at the age of 11? Come on, that's not what you do. All right, last question. You say your son now is suffering in school and his grades and that he gained weight. Talk to me about that. And he turned into a bully. Why are you calling your own son a bully?
Oh, he has nobody to play with. And it's affected him in school because now all the kids that he used to play with, which was right in the area, and the defendants do not even live in my subdivision.
We live a block away from you.
No,
your son was just parked outside my house yesterday.
Do you have a picture of it?
No, but I did call
I guess you don't know then. You don't even know, was he driving the car? Do you have a picture of him driving the car?
I guess you don't know. My husband was in the driveway.
Now, I want to tell you what I just saw. I just saw 2 mothers out of control, and you know what your sons did? They both put their heads down because they're mortified. They are mortified by you. They're embarrassed. Stop it. You also say, Susan, that your son turned into a bully. Why do you say that?
Because of all the stuff that he's been going through with having nobody to play with, and then basically was been in the house and he gained weight.
Step aside, Tyler. You look great.
I know, because he's in baseball. He's been in baseball.
So who's he
playing
playing baseball with, Susan? I thought he had no friends.
You don't have to have friends to play baseball.
You gotta play with somebody. Finally, you're suing them because you say you were hit first. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. You were there.
I was not there. I got the phone call from my son stating that he was just beat up by an adult. Immediately.
Meaning Michael.
Yes.
Yeah,
Michael.
we already know that. He admitted to it. Joey, Tyler, I want you to stand in front of me. Come on. Come around. Just stand over here. You're kids. You don't belong in a courtroom. I like you both, all right? What happens on the football field stays on the football field. People get rough and tough, and then they walk away. They don't end up in court, okay? And you're a great kid. Nobody dislikes you, okay? Now I'm going to ask you two to walk out of the courtroom because I want to talk to your mothers. Now, this isn't ballet, it's football. Kids get hurt on a football field. The whole thing about being a bully, what I've got is him calling him a name that I'm not going to repeat in a courtroom, and you're saying that bang, like an electric switch. Because of what happened, Tyler turned into a bully. He already was a bully. And by the way, the police report that you handed up to me, you go up to a parent a week later and say your 11-year-old's a pig. I mean, where do you think he's getting this from, Susan? Come on, don't even answer me. All right, now, my verdict is this. You don't get anything, you don't get anything. The lesson to you should be take care of your children and don't come to court for petty crap like this. So ordered.